What's up, guys? Welcome back to No Shelf Control. Today we're going to make a custom Funko Pop of this guy. Brenden Wayne is the body actor for Mandalorian, and he's really famous for wearing a cowboy hat all the time. So we're going to put this head on this body. First step, we have to get this head off, but there's a spring and we want to keep this a bobblehead because that's going to be really cool and keep in line with the rest of the Star Wars pops. So we actually have to sadly destroy the helmet, because if you see that black peg on the inside of the helmet, it's attached to the head up here. So we have to heat this up, cut a hole, and remove that. So this should really only take like a minute or two with the hair dryer, because the vinyl is going to get really soft and easy to cut, and we'll use this bad boy to make the hole we need. So now that's looking pretty good and easy to cut. So now we have that peg that I was talking about. We're just gonna have to pull this part off. Sorry, Mando. So this part is going to be a little tricky. This is the part, be very careful please when you're doing this, because you're gonna have to use a knife. We're gonna have to heat this back up though to get the top of the helmet off of the peg. So it's just going to take a lot of heating and more cutting. Alright, so now that that's heated up, we are going to start cutting at it again. So this piece is what you want to come off. I actually don't think I'm going to have to cut it that much. It melted and softened a lot when we were heating it, so this has to come off of this peg. Might take a little bit of cutting, but I'm just gonna keep working at it. Alright, so we got it off. Now we just have to kind of scrape these pieces off so it's nice and flat and even, because right now, let's see if I could get that angle. It's not going to sit on the head flat because it's raised. So cutting away from myself, just going to trim that down. And as long as it's warm and heated up, this vinyl's very soft and easy, surprisingly easy to work with. Alright, this part doesn't have to be perfect either, because it's going to be inside the new head, but just for the purpose of the video, I want to show you guys that it's pretty easy to work with. Alright, so I bought this Yellowstone John Dutton pop because he kind of looks like Brenden, and it's going to be a really good combination. But the hard thing is going to be, we need to cut a hole at the bottom of the head for the spring to fit into. Now on older pops, there was kind of a plug that kind of gave you a track to follow. So we're gonna have to make the circle on our own. But after heating this up, we're gonna do the same thing we did with the Mando head. It won't be a problem. All right, so just like Mando, you can see this is really squishy now. We'll be able to cut it. I actually think it's going to be soft enough to pull the neck off. All right, whatever pegs in here is actually kind of hard, so we're learning as we go a little bit. We're going to adapt. I'm going to cut the neck off instead of pull it off now.
Dad, why did you cut it?
So now we're going to have to heat this up again because we are going to have to cut a bigger hole for the spring and get this neck piece out. All right, so we're going to take one of these circle guides. This one looks like it'll do. Just enough space for the spring to move around on that also fits on the head well. All right, so the next complication we have is usually the top of the head is solid, but because he has a hat, the cavity goes deeper. So we actually may have to slice off of part of this in order to make it work, because right now he's like a giraffe. His neck is going to be too long. Alright, so because of that hole, my plan isn't working. So what I'm actually going to do is take the part that I removed from the bottom of the head, trim it down, and use it to plug that hole. Alright, so that fit in there nice. We're just going to put some glue in there to keep it in place. And then we're going to just trim this down a little bit more because it's really close but still a little tall right now. So you just want to make sure you get the rim so you're bonding the peg that you put in to the outer circle. As you can see, the glue's touching everything exactly as you'd want it to be. Alright, I placed the head on there and I put glue on the peg. Now I just have it upside down to kind of hold into place. And drum roll. Dun da da dun da da dun dun da 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 da. Alright, so now that the pop is done and I'm super happy with the results, I'm going to try something new that I haven't done before. Also, I don't know why I was cutting on a coaster. I have one of these. Alright, if you collect pops, you probably like keeping them in the box, like me. Not everybody, but if we want to display this guy in the box, we're gonna have to combine the inserts. This is the Mando insert, and this is the John Dutton insert, you can see with the hat. I'm gonna slice this off at the neck for each one and see if I could glue them together. We'll see what happens. Alright, so I got them both cut, and I can tell you right now, before we go any further, glue is not going to work. So we're going to use packing tape. So let's lay them in there, and let's see how things line up. Just curious. Alright, so we have the body secure. Which, you know what, might be good enough for the box, but I want to get that hat secured too, you know, get that top part in there. So we're going to line that up, and I'm going to show you how that looks. Okay. Okay, now for the real test. Hey! Alright, so that's my video on how to make a custom pop and kind of roll with the punches as they flow, because those kind of projects never really work out perfect every time. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe No Shelf Control Media, and follow us on Instagram by the same handle. Every toy collector knows that sometimes it's just that figure that you got to make yourself because they just don't make it for whatever reason. So I hope you enjoyed me making something I wanted to see. See ya.